Good morning. How are you, Gigi?
I am doing well, Nikki, and yourself?
Very good as well. Blessed.
Yay.
Yay. So, let's give an introduction to what we're doing and why this is going to be our first podcast together.
I'm super excited, by the way.
I know. So am I. I'm thrilled, actually. So our podcast is going to be called Thursday Morning Chats with Nikki and Gigi. TMC for short. And I would like to mention the fact that the idea of the name came from my aunt Vivian. So a shout out to her. I adore her to death. But yeah, she heard that I wanted to do something special, something for myself, and she came up with it. So I'm honored that she took the time to think about something for me, and that she hit it on the nose.
So I liked it because I remember last week when you came over, so we were going to discuss what we're going to be chatting about. We were talking about the topics and what's going to be suitable for the kind of conversations that we want to have. Yeah. And when you gave me that name, that title, I was like, it's perfect. That's it.
Yeah, and you were like, why Thursday? I'm like, because Thursday is like the best day of the week.
It is, and we actually met up on a Thursday.
We did, on a Thursday, and you're like, okay, so why is Thursday your favorite day? Well, because Thursday is kind of like, yeah, that's it. We get all our ducks in a row. We check off all our stuff that we have to do, and we're kind of like already signed off by Thursday night,
Well, side note to everyone, if you're trying to get a hold of Nikki on Thursday, it's not happening. She's checked out already.
I'm done. Clocked out, like my weekend starts on Friday morning. That would be fabulous, by the way. I've thought about that so many times. I don't know, like when I was a kid, I was like, why doesn't the week end on Thursday? Why?
You could.
Yeah, of course. Now that you're an adult, you could do whatever you want. But the reality is, I'm saying like school. Why was there no school? Like for a minute there, they thought they were going to, how now work is like 10 hours, Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, people don't go to work. I'm like, why did they do that for school? Like they should have done that years ago when I was in school. Mm-hmm. School Monday to Thursday, no school Friday. That would have been awesome.
The idea of that. But now it's an adult, it's easier to actually do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think that as an adult now, a lot of things change, and leading into change in adulthood, I think it's important for us to share why we decided to even come up with a podcast, even sit down and have a conversation on Thursday mornings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't mind, I'll start with my why.
Absolutely.
As to why I was like, okay, you know what? I think we should do something like this, right? And it's because I truly feel that there's so many topics out there that people are not discussing. There's so many things out there that are happening in our world that people either have their walls up and they don't want to talk about because they're either afraid, they're embarrassed,
mm-hmm.
They don't
to be judged.
Yeah, to be judged, or for people to see them, a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Humans, we want to be perceived a certain way. So I remember talking to you about this and saying, you know what, I want to put myself out there. I want to be able to talk to the world. And this is me giving back to my community, to the world, to people who need it. And talking about the things that are uncomfortable to talk about, I should say, or talking about the things that people just are not talking about, shine some light into some darkness.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And that's my reason for doing this. I just want to talk. I want to share my experience, my wisdom. I want to learn from you. I want to learn from other people as well. And I want to be able to just give back to the community, because I truly feel that if we can touch someone's heart, if we can change a life by just having someone feel validated, I think it's phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. My why is very similar to yours in a lot of ways, but I also want to add, which you had mentioned this the last time that we spoke, is obviously talking about women empowerment, letting women know that the things they're going through, we've probably already been through and we have grown from it. We've learned from it. A lot of people sometimes feel so alone, and it's that taboo, like, why me? Why am I going through this? You're not the only one going through it. Other people do from all walks of life. Yeah. So talking about different situations in life or choices or goals, just everything altogether. I think it's wonderful that we're going to be able to reach out and touch someone's heart that day, and them be able to come back and say, you know what, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I needed to hear that everything was going to be okay, or I needed to hear that I'm not the only one feeling this way. So yeah, absolutely. I'm all about voicing my feelings, and I guess trying to um, even though I might be having a bad day that day, the situation that I'm in, I don't feel alone. And speaking about it with you and our listeners, hopefully it's going to make a difference, and they're probably going to be able to come back and say, you know, it's going to be okay, or thank you, or whatever it is. Of course, same thing, giving back. um and of course, I love to talk. I'm a people person. I love people, and I feel that I um sometimes I don't feel that great, but the fact that people look forward to seeing me and feeling my energy, that makes me feel better. So I'm excited. I'm excited for our project.
I love actually that you share that, right? And I like the fact that we're doing this Thursday mornings, right? Especially in the morning part, so that we can start off our day feeling good, right?
Uh-huh.
We can start off our day energized, or we can start off our day by also eliminating all that ugly stuff that we're just like, okay, listen, we went through this. Let's end this on a positive note. Let's start this on a positive note.
Correct.
So I think that that's also pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, funny that we were talking about that. You mentioned, like there's people out there that are going through some things that we're going through, and people may be asking, well, why are we going through this? And why me, right? Or why, why did I have to deal with this? And subjects like that. Just yesterday, I sat down with a colleague of mine, and we had, I sat down at the bar. Okay.
Yeah. Name and location, please. Yes.
We sat down at the bar.
Okay.
And I ordered a few wine, right? A few glasses
Was wine. Yeah.
And we were,
because we don't just have one.
No,
we're not a one glass kind of gal. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna be honest here. Yeah.
So we were sitting down, and it's been probably a year since I've met with my good friend, right? And we sat down and we were chit-chatting. And I remember a year ago, I was meeting with him as well at a bar, because this is where we would do our coaching.
Right.
Somehow.
Right.
It suits me well. And there was many whys that I was talking about. There was many like, well, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel a shift? Why am I wanting to change? Or why, am I not happy in my current situation? And now when I met with him a year later, we're talking, and everything was just so intentional, and everything was just so from a non-victim perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to clarify a little, I want to break that down a little bit. A year ago, or a little bit over a year ago, right, I was doing a few transition into, which direction I was going with my business, with my profession, and I didn't know where I was going to land. But I felt like I was always coming from a victim's perspective, right? Like, well, why can't I just be happy here? Or why isn't this working for me? And now, as I'm there with him yesterday and we're chit-chatting, I was like, listen, it all makes sense now, right? A year ago, you told me, seek your why, and seek what is it that you're looking for? What is it that brings satisfaction and joy to you, to Giselle, right? And why do you want to do everything that you want to do? And break that down into just one single word. And when I was talking to him, it was like amazing, because I mentioned to him, because of you, I was able to stop playing the victim, right? Owning up to the things that I'm not doing or doing wrong, or,
right.
Doing things that are just not working for me. And I got to put that all to the side and work through all of that and discover my real reason why I needed to change careers. I needed to move into a new direction, right? Because now my intentions are different. My why is very different. And later on, some other time, we can dig into those type of conversations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to share that with you, because meeting up with him yesterday, it was quite interesting, because I was able to see the growth that I did,
within yourself,
within myself, and I thought it was just phenomenal. So I went from a victim mentality to like owning this shit
Right.
you know,
Right.
and I love
Taking
and I owe
responsibility.
it to him, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that in life we tend to put bookmarks. Does that make sense? Like in our life, we put like we feel something at a moment, and sometimes we are either too busy or don't want to pay attention to that situation at that moment. So we bookmark it. So I feel that seeing friends like that or having that one-on-one with a person that makes you go back to that bookmark. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes. So like that chapter.
So that chapter and remember like, and you're like, oh, damn, when I was there, this is what I felt. This is why did I wait all this time? Maybe I had to wait. Maybe it was part of the growth. It was part of the process. But sometimes you think, I bookmarked that. And maybe if I would have attended to that at that moment, you know, but then again, your mind maybe was not there at the moment.
You were ready. It wasn't your time.
It wasn't your time. So we have to understand that it's okay sometimes to put a bookmark in life. It doesn't mean that you're going to forget about it. But if you bookmark it and just then go back to it, you know, to reflect at least the growth that you've made, the changes you've made, the progression, the bad choices, the right choices, right? Because sometimes it's about, you know, the good and the bad. Unfortunately, we learn, you know. Como dice mi abuelita, los golpes enseñan, right? So,
pero no tan duro.
No tan duro, lo golpes suavecito, right? So, yeah, I guess, and you learn, you know, so, los golpes enseñan, you know, muchacha.
Why don't they come up with phrases that are just so simple?
I know. And why are the English ones never as cute or as catchy as the Spanish ones? I know.
It makes no sense.
I know it doesn't. But and it's funny how you said that you met with this friend of yours yesterday, and I had a conversation with my cousin last night that a friend of mine called me, and she kind of like shook my brain for a little bit because she called me about for one reason, but then we ended up talking about another, and at the end of that conversation, like my head felt like it was 100 pounds because I'm like, she left me with so many baffling questions, and I was like, okay, we need to retract, go back, and then kind of like slow down and think about this. So, but a lot of the things that she said put me to think because we talked about a little bit about politics. We talked about the market and, you know, obviously because of our business and our profession, curious about what's going on, what's happening. Everyone's scared. Everyone's worried. And then, you know, we started kind of like literally, like you hear me say it all the time. We went down the rabbit hole because we started talking about 15 different topics.
So wait, did she call you to talk to you about the podcast or she talked to you about the
No, to speak to me about life itself. She called me for one question and we ended up talking about other things. But I did point out to her previously, I think I mentioned that I was going to be doing the podcast. Obviously, she follows me, so she knows that I was in the process of something, a project. But in the midst of the conversation, I one of the things, we can't talk about all of them because you know our podcast would be 2 hours long, but one of the things she talked about was like what she felt is going to make us rich in the future, that everyone's always thought real estate is like the safest thing, and you know, and then she's thinking land is going to make you rich. So when she pointed that out, don't look at me like that. So I was like, okay, because she feels that, you know, with this whole lab grown stuff and, you know, she's like, people need to start planting and growing their own food. But she's not the first person that mentions that to me.
No, somebody else mentioned it to me.
Correct. I read it somewhere. Someone else mentioned it. And I was like, what? But she's not wrong. Like really with all these things and all the stuff that people are talking about and that they're going to, you know, lab grow chicken and beef, and that's scary. I don't know if I want my child eating, you know, like lab grown chicken out of a can.
I don't know if I can even grow my own shit. That's
me neither. So listen, I kill a cactus.
Oh my God.
I kill
a cactus.
I don't know. How do you kill a cactus? My aunt, which is the one that gave us the name for our show,
yes,
she will tell you it's an inside joke with us because ever since I was like a young adult, she has a green thumb, by the way.
Yeah.
She has she has the ability to grow every plant, every flower, and they last forever and they're beautiful. Her yard is full of orchids and bless her heart. I'm like, Viv, how do you have the patience, dear, to grow?
They love it.
She has a green thumb. I don't. So every time she would give me a plant, she would always call me and ask me like, "Oh, the plant growing, la matate." Yes, I killed it. I don't know. How do you kill a cactus? I kill a cactus. How is that possible? So imagínate tú, if I had to depend on me growing my own food, I would die. Oh, for sure.
De hambre.
100%. But anyway,
Pobrecito bebé.
I know. Pobrecito bebé. No, thank God he probably knows how to grow. He has a little bit more. He's more intuitive when it comes to that.
But so I had a few people talking to me about that. They're like, listen, we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna have to buy land because we're going to have to
Grow our own stuff.
Everything, start
Our veggies,
and everything. And I'm like, what? I can't do this. This is not me. Like I bought a little basil plant and it's sitting right in front of my kitchen
sink.
Yeah, right in front of the window. And I read the instructions and it said lots of light and lots of water. I put it to the light and I'm feeding it a lot of water. And the thing is dying. It's dying on me. And I'm like, maybe that basil plant is on a different diet. Maybe it doesn't identify.
Oh my God, I cannot. Yes. Well, I'm the same way though.
I keep on hearing the same thing. Like people are saying, oh my God, it's going to come to a point very soon that people are going to be buying land and, we have to grow our own stuff because everything that we're eating is not healthy. And quite frankly, that is not something that I'm very passionate about,
Well, I am not either. This is why when the conversation came up yesterday, I stayed kind of like, okay, so what do I do with this information? Right? I know that she's not wrong because of the fact that I've heard it and read it in other places. Should we worry about that? Should we go buy land? Like, is that something you think, am I ready to do that right now?
That's funny that you ask, right? Because I have a few individuals that keep on telling me that they're buying land and at a specific location. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yep.
And like I had a phone call probably 2 weeks ago, and this friend of mine calls me and she's like, I need this piece of land. I'm like, okay, what are you going to do there? Nothing. She wants the land. And I'm like, all right, well, I will get you the land if that's the case. But I don't get it. I really don't get it. So I don't live off of fear. And I think that when we look at the individuals who are very much concerned about these things, it's because they're living off of a lot of fear, right? Based on what we're hearing and what we're seeing. And I truly feel that if we do get to the point where we need to buy land and I need to start growing tomatoes and garlic, I guess I'm going to be making a lot. I'm going to be doing wine. I can do
fermenting the grapes.
That I can do. And I'm pretty sure I'm
done
it out.
Done. Oh my God. I don't even know. That's actually not a bad idea, because we can leave the growing of the tomatoes and all that to other people and we could be the wine providers. That's not a bad idea.
But I really think though that when your cousin probably called you, she's probably fearful of something.
Yeah. Well, actually I spoke with my cousin about what I had spoken with my friend about. But my friend is the one that told me about the land thing. Okay. I just vented it to my cousin because I was like, I had to tell someone. My brain was just like, dude, this is all like actually really happening. And the fact that you talked about it, oh my God, I was just like, what the hell? But yeah, it was a interesting conversation to say the least. But yeah, am I going to run and buy land? I don't think so. That's something
that makes me know that you're not going to run with fear.
No, right? No, I'm not. At the office, one of my coworkers, he mentioned to me the other day, he's like, buy a lot of canned foods, start stocking up. I'm like, why? He's like, oh, I don't know, just start stocking up. Because I feel like, this whole thing is happening and things are going to start like emptying the shelves. And I'm like, but is it because of a hurricane or things are just going to stop being produced?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't know. I just feel it. Just start stocking up. Make sure you have enough stuff.
I hope this is
canned
the
goods.
one person that we have in common.
No.
Oh, thank God.
No. But yeah, I was like, I don't know. I don't know about that. First of all, I don't need anything canned. If I'm desperate, I'll have Chef Boyardee.
That's disgusting, Nikki.
I know, but if I'm desperate,
Yeah.
if there's just nothing else to eat, like I'd rather eat that than beets.
I hate beets.
So do I.
Growing up, I hated beets.
I hate beets.
Yeah, yeah.
That's disgusting.
It is.
Listen. Well, a friend of mine this morning, she takes a picture in her car. This blessed, I love her. She is eating tuna and beets. I'm like, I had to, yeah. I love you, Lily.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're brave, dear. You're a brave soul.
Bueno, como dice la gente, para los gustos se hicieron los colores.
Para los gustos se hicieron los colores, but I don't think she like loves it. I think she does it to eat healthy and for the properties that it gives her. But I'm like, wow, that's
to her.
Yeah, you're very brave.
Healthy,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I could never, if my life depended on it, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I think that situations tend to make us change the way that we perceive and think about things.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
So if we ever have to get to the point that we have to grow our own stuff or stock on canned foods, you know, then we'll be prepared for it some way, somehow.
Yeah,
I
will.
know that I can't worry about that. There's like, no different than weight, right? Like I cannot be this type of person that's like, oh my God, I need to lose weight. I need to.
Oh God, yeah.
Tuna and beets,
Oh my God.
Beets is good for your blood and tuna is good for whatever.
Protein, phosphorus. Yeah, whatever it is.
That's not me.
No.
That's not me. I mean, luckily enough though, I joined the gym.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome.
I've been going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
And then the days that I don't go, my partner decides that he wants to go walking, except that he's only been walking one time though, but
he's like, let's put a bookmark on that.
Yeah, we'll return back to this later at a later time. No?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I started working out. I started hitting the gym.
That's awesome.
And I wake up at 5:00 in the morning. My good friend texts me around 4:45. She's like, hey, I'm up and getting ready. And that's how I know we're meeting each other at the gym.
Wow.
By 5:28, I arrive at the gym and we're checking in and we start our workout. And I kind of like it because while we're doing the treadmill, while we're walking on the treadmill, our 20 minutes on the treadmill goes by pretty quickly because we tend to talk.
Of course.
And then we vent and we talk about so many things. Like we talk about how aggravated I am with Serge or how mad she is with her partner. And I'm like, can you just fucking believe them? And we start chit-chatting and bashing our husbands, right? But we do. And
as we all do.
Yes.
And we do it well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then our 20 minutes go by and I love it because I'm like, great. I spoke about Sergio.
You walked a mile and a half.
I walked a mile and a half. It's actually a mile and a half. So I walked a mile and a half and the center of my topic was Sergio. And then I like it because I get to vent and I get to really express whether it's something good or something bad or something that I'm in pain with and I just don't understand. And hearing from her side,
her perspective,
helps me out a lot, right?
Right.
And after we do that workout, we're like, okay, well, now that we talked all this shit, let's go tone ourselves, right? So we're toning ourselves and I'm doing legs and I'm doing this and it makes me feel so good because I realize that.
What gym are you going to?
Planet Fitness.
Oh, which one?
The one here in, you go to the one on 67th.
Right. Yeah.
So I go to the one here on Miramar Parkway.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I go there and I like it. I like the days that I wake up early and I go to the gym because my day is so different.
Yeah.
I'm more energized. I'm more focused.
Going to the gym in the morning is amazing. That's what I used to do when I went to the gym. It makes you feel so good. Your day just starts off earlier and
it's like therapy now.
It is.
Because it's like,
it becomes therapy.
I had a bad day last night with Serge or the baby or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to shit talk now the next day.
Right.
And that's what I do. And then and then we do the massage chair.
Oh, yes, I've done.
And have you done the waterbed?
I have not.
Girl.
It's good?
It's awesome.
Yeah?
It is.
I have to try it. I have to try it.
And don't laugh at me. And don't laugh at me, guys, when you listen to this. But when you put the highest pressure on the waterbed, put the highest pressure on the waterbed, And then this,
Are you laying back or you're forward?
No. I lay back. I
On
lay
your
down
back.
on my
Okay.
back. But there is a specific area that is like your glutes. Is that what you call it?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So
Your glutes.
your glutes area there, it goes by there and it feels so fucking.
Oh my God. No.
Wait, I wish I could just press pause. Like, I wish I could
Like, keep it right there.
right there. Don't move.
Keep going. Just go right there.
And that's how I feel about that. I'm like, I love this.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Now I look forward. Like, I'm gonna see if since I have the membership in the same gym, let's see if I'm brave enough to wake up and join you guys one day and see how I accomplish that. I'm nocturnal. I'm not a morning person, and everyone listen. You guys know you need me at 2 a.m. I'm gonna answer the phone.
That's not me. I'm sleeping.
You need me at 1, 2 a.m. I'm gonna answer the phone. Now you need me at 5 in the morning.
That's me, guys.
Yeah. You call Gigi, not Nikki, because I am totally nocturnal, and everyone that knows me knows that about me. So it's very hard for me to get used to waking up early, even though at this point in my life I should try to alter that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that because by the time I put William to bed, he's nocturnal as well, like mommy. So he likes to stay up 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I push him to at least brush his teeth and be ready to go like 10:30. That's like cutoff to be in bed. That never happens. It's more like 11:15. And of course, by the time he's already down for bed, I'm tired and I want to like relax a little bit and be up for another hour, So, except obviously it starts to accumulate, like how tired I am sometimes. So the days do come where it's 11 o'clock and I'm wiped out. But yeah, I'm nocturnal. I'm not a morning person, but let's see. We're gonna try. We're gonna attempt.
You should try.
Excuse me. I don't know about doing it on a Friday because Thursday night football. Dear, Thursdays they complicated.
Thursday,
forget it. Thursday I'm checked out. Nikki's out.
So maybe
Wednesday. Yes, maybe we could do a Monday or a Wednesday. Wednesday seems more promising.
You sure?
Yeah, because the week starts Monday and Mondays are kind of tough. From Thursday. Listen, it's football season, Gigi.
I get it.
Yeah, dear. It's football season. Nikki's up till 1 a.m. on Sunday night football. Yeah. So Wednesday's probably going to be the day.
So next Wednesday,
I'm going
to call you.
Yeah. And
Tuesday night.
Yes. Call me Tuesday night. So then I would have to wake up, since I'm coming this way, to be working out by 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I have to be ready to go at 5. I have to be in my car at 5.
A little bit before then.
Yeah.
It's going to take you a half hour to get here. There's no fucking traffic.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know how many people are just like you that are not morning people?
No, that's true.
Lots.
Yeah.
No. There's not a lot of traffic around that time.
Okay.
So, all right. You can leave your house by 5:15.
Okay.
And you should be fine.
Perfect.
Yeah. And do what I do. I take the clothes out for the gym the night before. I leave it in the dining room or the living room because I don't want to wake up.
Not make noise, right?
Make noise. And everything is just
perfect.
And I
get into that routine rhythm. Yeah.
Get into that routine.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. So talking about football, because I know you mentioned.
Oh my God, yes.
I can count on you on Thursdays or Mondays because Sunday you watch football and you went to bed late.
Yep.
And the same thing applies for Thursday.
Yep.
So I really got into football.
I love football.
I can't believe how much I'm into football.
That's funny.
Yeah. I love it.
I know that. Well, we talked about it when I came over last week. You told me that before you didn't watch football. You didn't know anything about football. You were not into it.
Like, I don't get it. Everyone's just throwing the ball, catching it, and running to the other side, right?
Yep.
And funny story, because when I did not watch football, I remember I used to live in Virginia, and somebody gave me tickets to watch the game, and I went with a girlfriend of mine, and we went to watch football. Except that after the game, I had a date. So my date was, they called me up and they're like, hey, what time are we meeting? I was like, I should be out of here like within the next 15 minutes. Little did I know that in football, there is no such thing as
15 minutes
and being on time.
Absolutely not.
It's not going to happen.
Nope. There could be 2 minutes left in the game and it could take 20 minutes to play 2 minutes.
So it was like 15 minutes and I'm there still for almost 45 to an hour.
Yep.
And I couldn't believe this. And this was one of the, can we say the name of the team now? Redskins? I mean, I think that they changed the name, right?
They did, yeah.
What's the name now?
The Washington Commanders.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
So no more Redskins.
No more Redskins.
Okay. So maybe we won't talk about that topic today. But anyways, but yeah, I was watching the Redskins. Right?
The Redskins, yeah.
And I was like, what is
What
My longest 15 minutes ever.
of life? Yeah.
Hated it.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But moving forward now, I meet Sergio 5 years ago, and he's into football. He's into all kinds of sports, right? He loves sports. And I still didn't really get into it
Right.
100%. What I did was, though, after I had Penelope, after we had the baby, that was the time that I really got into football. It was that time that I was like, okay, it gave me something to do with the family. So, as you know, because of my postpartum depression, I always wanted people in the around me, and I felt safer that way, and I felt more comfortable. So, so when people would come over on Mondays or Sundays or Thursdays, I would be like, "Oh, what a relief!"
I know. You look forward to it.
I looked forward to it,
Yeah.
and I started watching the game.
It's amazing.
Sergio and I would play this little game where he would tell me, "Okay, who's playing today?" And I wouldn't know, and I would have to start guessing. And I'm like, "I don't know. Let's see." This is, like I would know the Giants and I would know the Jets and I didn't even know the Buffalo Bills before.
Oh, wow.
And I'm from New York.
I know.
Except that now I am a big fan of the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't know.
That's
I
funny.
didn't know who was playing. All I knew was I'm watching football. It's my little time with people around me. And I because of that, I started loving football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like it felt like a security blanket.
It was.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone has their story with football. I love football. I remember watching football when I was a kid with my dad. My dad is a huge Dolphins fan, huge, and his brother is a Jets fan.
Oh.
They grew up like that.
Oh my God.
So my uncle Carlos is Jets 100%. My dad Dolphins 100%. So when we were kids and we would get together to watch, it was always like that battle. It was so much fun. But
that does sound like
yeah, it was fun. So I didn't understand the game back then because I was a child, but I did love the energy that the game gave within the family, within friends. So obviously I knew the concept that it was a touchdown and, you had to go to one side and the other team had to go to the other side. So then when I was a teenager, obviously in high school, I was part of the band. So I was always the football player. So they kind of introduced me a little bit more to the details of the game. And then I obviously started falling in love with it even more as I became an adult. And Lewis loves football, loves all sports, kind of like Serge, but
no, he's very much focused on the football because when we went to one of your friends' house, when was it? I forgot it. A few months ago. Or it wasn't football that we were watching. It was a boxing match.
Oh yeah.
Was it a boxing?
Yes, it was boxing.
Yeah. And he was in
and everything.
There was just no talking to him.
No talking. He focuses to the point where he just zones himself out. He ignores you, ignores everyone around him. He completely focused. But we enjoy it, and now of course we're in fantasy football. All of us, we're competing against each other. So fantasy is kind of like a 50-50 because of the fact that you have to go for other players and other teams. And when they go against your team, that kind of sucks. Everyone's like, oh man, that's why I don't like to watch football because, your quarterback is against my team and
That sounds like Sergio.
Of course. Well, he was like, yeah, I don't think I'm doing it this year, the fantasy. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you.
So for those that are listening to us, Sergio is my partner, my baby daddy that happens to work with Nikki, right? And Nikki's basically like his work wife.
That is correct. Work wife. That is correct. Yeah, Serge is, he's good people. I love Serge.
But fantasy football. So
fantasy football. Yeah. So we do it. I mean, we have a team at work. See, the rabbit hole. I saw a squirrel. We have a team at work, a league at work, and Serge was going to be part of it. And he literally backed out like the day before.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
He's like, I don't want the pressure.
I don't want the pressure, the picking, and the this and the that. I mean, I don't blame you.
When he gets home, I was like, hey, did you join or whatever? And he's like, no, because, I don't really want to have the pressure of picking the teams and this and that. Like, if I'm doing something with you and Penelope, just want to concentrate on that. And I'm like, you're weird.
Yeah. I was like, Serge, you can pick. And they say now with technology, they send you alerts when your players are hurt, when they're injured. If you have somebody on your bench that's just outscoring the one that's on your lineup, they let you know. So you can look at it 20. I kind of sit, today in the morning, I have to dedicate half an hour, see if my waiver order, see if I need to replace any players.
Oh, you need to teach me about it.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. We'll definitely do that. But yeah, so Wednesdays is the day to get your people from waivers and all this stuff, and then ready for tomorrow night. Yeah, we're ready. We got to get ready.
I love it.
Yeah, and then Sunday morning, you got to get up. This Sunday, the game was in London. Game started at 9:30 a.m.
I was so confused.
Yes.
I wake up in the morning, right? And it's like 9:30.
Yeah.
Sergio had the TV on and I'm seeing. So Penny's into Toy Story. That is her thing every single
Oh
day.
my God, I
Toy
love
Story
it.
1 through fucking 4. Right? And I'm sick and tired of hearing, you got a friend
And me.
you know? However, when 9:30 came and I'm looking at this, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like I was
Slinky the dog and Buzz is on the sideline.
It was cute.
It was super cute.
It was cute.
I put it on for Lewis and Lewis is like, he's like, ¿en serio? Yo tengo que mirar el fútbol así, con los muñequitos. ¿Y qué es eso? ¿Y por qué? ¿Y el vaquero que hace fajándose con...? I'm like, bebé, ese es Woody y ese es Buzz.
Sí.
Pero en serio, tengo que ver hecho de... Sí, macho, este es el fútbol. Es la única forma que lo podemos mirar. Because on top of that, remember, it was on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Or ESPN Plus. And we don't have that because, you know, these motherfuckers want you to pay $100 to watch the football games for the 5 months.
So I have Disney Plus, obviously, right? I have the toddler.
Yeah.
He saw the game there. I had to do errands and go to the supermarket to get ready for the game because we had people coming over. You know,
at 1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock, yes. So it was a full day of football, which I loved. I made nachos and Sergio made skirt steak on the grill. So it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. I enjoy that. I enjoy that family time, that community, and that everybody loves football. Yes. And I had a whole household filled with Dolphins fan, and I was the only
Buffalo fan.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I loved it because they were talking shit and they were like, oh, we're going to beat you. And I'm like, no, guys.
Not today.
Not today.
Yeah. That was a tough loss on Sunday, but you know, it happens.
You win and you lose.
You win and you lose.
But when you win, you're gonna have to just say, hey, I'm better than you.
Yeah. You gotta rub it in.
You have to. But it's pretty cool. But
I like Josh Allen. I cannot hate on Buffalo because I like him. And there's a couple players I'm not too fond, but I like him. I like Josh Allen. So I can't hate. I
definitely believe though that I'm into more to football now because aside from that personal story, right? I think I just follow the quarterback. So it's like if you have a cute quarterback, oh my God, my friend Mahela, when she hears this, Mahela is when she first started doing fantasy football. Yeah,
she would pick the players because they were cute.
That's right.
She's like, and say definitely. He's the cutest quarterback. I ran him.
The word fantasies and they're there, right? So,
I know. I know.
Because they're cute too.
That's funny. Yeah. A lot of that. That's like an inside joke. She's like, yeah, I picked him because he's cute.
So, talking about sports now, right? So, and once again, guys, I really don't know much about sports like that. But what I am realizing is that what the fuck is up with pickleball?
I don't know. Like that's a thing now.
It is a thing. And I thought
I didn't even know what
an old person thing. And
no, apparently it's not an old person thing. My friend Lily lives in Delray and she plays pickleball. She went and bought herself a racket and everything. I'm like, wow, that's like a thing.
Yeah. Are you into that or no?
Negative.
No.
Nope. I'm not into playing sports. I like sports. I don't mind watching, soccer or baseball. Baseball's a little slow for me, but I'll go to a game. Basketball, I love basketball and football, like right there. They're like neck and neck. Yeah. But I don't play any sports. Even when I was in high school, I was in dance line, but never sports. Okay. I'm not a sports person.
So I was never into sports, anything.
Yeah.
And even dancing.
Yeah. Dancing's my life.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely not sports.
Okay.
Not a sporty kind of girl.
I started noticing that a lot of people were into pickleball. So I was just wondering if you knew much about it or if it was.
I know nothing about it. I mean, you could show me a pickleball racket now and I'd be like, oh, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Like, how do you play this?
How is that played? To me, it was like, is that like tennis? Is it like racquetball?
Something. I think it's a mixture.
Ping pong? Like, what is it?
I think it's a mixture.
And why is it called pickleball?
I don't know, but I think we'll have answers. I'll figure that out.
Let's figure that out. We need to talk about that next time.
Or we find. I'm sure you have a lot of friends who are.
Of course, I have to ask them. Yeah,
even the office. I have a good friend of mine, right, and he's also in the mortgage industry, and he he has a team going on with his mortgage company, and everyone's playing pickleball. And I'm like, alrighty then. Got it. Well, you go do you. I pickleball and cropping my own stuff from the farm and planting my own stuff in the same basket. It is not for me.
Me
It really
too.
isn't.
Definitely not gonna happen. I'm not gonna do pickleball.
You know?
But yeah, we can definitely put that all together with the farming and stuff. We'll stick to making wine.
Yeah.
So on that note,
Wine.
yeah, making wine. What
Time to go have.
is it time to go have wine already? Can we? Is it too early for that?
Well, it's 5:00 somewhere, right?
Yes.
It's 5:00.
Yes, it is. Back California, forward in Spain. It's 5:00.
Is it?
It is.
There you go. So today, right now, I think I want to be like in Spain.
Can we make
No.
pretend like we're in Madrid?
We could.
Yes,
We could.
let's do that.
Could.
Let's do that.
But I think we had a pretty cool conversation.
I think so. I think so too. I agree.
First podcast.
I am so excited. It was awesome.
So am I. I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to the other topics that we're going to explore, everything that we're going to really dissect,
Yes.
the kind of conversations that we're going to have. Because even though now in this podcast, in this first podcast, we gave basically a little introduction of who we are, right? And the and really how we can go everywhere with topics. I really want to focus on other things that we were talking about. For example, football and my, depression, right? And how they both were there for me hand in hand.
Yep.
And I just feel like talking about a lot of these topics, it's going to do well.
Absolutely. I agree.
You know?
And if our listeners eventually start wanting specific things for us to talk about, or are curious about things, or feel a certain way about something being put out there, they can let us know. They can, send us a little message, hit us up, and we will be more than happy to open the forum and open the floor for those topics.
So I'm really looking forward to speaking with you again, Nikki. Yes, Thursday morning.
Same here. We're looking forward to it. Yeah, TMC.
All right.
We're coming back at you next week.
Bye.
Bye.